Hi everyone, John Cottrell here of MBODY Yoga. This is Power Hour. Welcome. This is a 60-minute power Vinyasa yoga practice, and I'm so glad that you're here. So for our practice today, I have named this practice a forest of trees. A forest of trees. You can probably guess what we're going to be focusing on as far as our yoga posture, and that's tree pose. So a variety of ways, many ways that we can do tree pose. Tree pose is certainly a balancing posture, it's a hip opener, and we'll certainly be doing those things. Alrighty, so this is what you'll probably need for your practice today. Maybe a couple of yoga blocks. That's probably it. No other props are really needed. You might want to use a strap if you'd like to, a blanket, a pillow, a couple of blocks. This is just for, I like to actually sit on a yoga block. It's a nice way to bring the floor a little bit closer to you in some cases, like side angle pose, for example. But that's about it. I won't be primarily teaching with props today, but you're always welcome to use them. All right, make sure you've got some bottled water. Your yoga mat's rolled out, and we'll go ahead and begin. So I invite you to stand near the top of your mat with your feet about hip distance apart. Toes are pointing forward here. We'll take a few deep breaths in and out. You want to breathe in through your nose, and you can exhale through your nose or through your mouth. Very nice. Full breath in, and a complete breath out. And then go ahead and just settle into slow, steady breaths. This is a nice way to get ready for your practice, to really tune in and move inward. So we do so by coming to stillness, engaging the breath, feeling the breath as it moves through you, listening to the sound of the breath. As we're making this connection, also get reconnected to the ground. So just be aware of the ground underneath you. Your feet firmly planted into the ground. Since we are going to be doing a variety of tree poses, just think about the image of the tree, the symbol of the tree. The strong trunk of the tree. Its roots moving down into the ground. You maybe want to feel that in your legs and feet as you stand in mountain pose. Another strong image. And as you're breathing in, you may feel the breath rising upward to fill up your lungs. Holding that uplifting feeling as you exhale and draw your navel inward toward your spine to engage your abdominal muscles. Again, breathing in, feeling breath rise, filling up your lungs. A slow and controlled exhale, drawing belly in. Nice connection. Do that a few more times on your own. Very nice. We'll go ahead and take 3 more slow breaths in and out as we now prepare our bodies to move. And when you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. A nice stretch, reaching high. Even imagine the branches of a tree reaching towards the sky. Exhale, let's fold forward. A good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to, making your way down toward your toes. Inhale, slide your hands up to your knees or thighs to extend your spine, a long, flat back. Exhale and fold back down. Now, there's a variety of ways you can be in forward fold. You can really modify this posture perhaps by bending your knees more so you have kind of a shelf with your thighs and just resting your forearms on your thighs here. This is a perfect way to do a forward fold. Or maybe you're reaching all the way down, able to touch your toes or the ground. If you need to lift up and be somewhere in between, this is where you can perhaps use your blocks as some stability, something like this. Or even just rest your hands on your shins or knees. So just a nice variance in a way that you can be in deep forward fold.
From here, go ahead and shift your weight back into your heels, bend your knees, look forward, take your arms out to the side, then inhale, take your arms all the way up, big reach and stretch. Exhale, bring your arms down by your side. Hold here, come back to stillness, reconnect to your breath. Let's do that one more time, same sequence. Our half salute to the sun. Here we go, inhale, reach into the sky, another big stretch. Exhale, let's fold forward, bending your knees, making your way down. Inhale, rise up halfway, feel the top of your head lead you forward, fully extended spine. Exhale, fold. Once again, we'll just pause in forward fold, taking several breaths. Remember, you can choose the variation of the pose that feels right for you at this moment. Right now, I'm in a somewhat deep forward fold. I'm able to touch the ground. I can feel this lengthening and stretch quality in the backs of the legs, even a release and lengthening down through the lower back area. Let's go ahead and shift the weight back into the heels, bend your knees, feel like you're going to sit down into a chair. Look forward, extend your arms out to the side, stand up very tall, reach up, big stretch, exhale, arms back down by your side. Let's pause here. Return to the strong mountain pose, feet plugged into the ground, going back to that image of the tree, strong trunk, roots deep into the ground. Let's go ahead and continue with our sun salutation. Inhale, reach all the way up, feel the lengthening through the sides of your body. Exhale, let's fold with soft knees coming down. Take your time. Inhale, rise up halfway, forming that long tabletop. Exhale, fold, bend, keep going down until you can place your hands on your mat and walk both feet back into plank pose. Let's hold here for a moment. Really push strongly into the floor. Even feel like you're trying to push the floor away from you. Feeling kind of your torso lift up into the air. You can even lift your hips a little higher. Nice strong body here. Take a breath in. Then exhale, bend your knees, send your hips up into the air. This is our shortcut to downward facing dog. Take a moment to adjust your feet, maybe your hands on your mat, and then settle into the pose. Keep a nice softness or a bend in your knees. That way you can continue to lift the hips up into the air while your hands press firmly into the mat. Strong, straight arms. Breathe deeply. You can just hold in stillness here. You can even add movement by pedaling the feet if you like, pressing one heel down as the other heel lifts, perhaps feeling a stretch and lengthening through your calf muscles. You might even have sensation in your toes. Let your knees bend. It'll feel like you're pedaling a bicycle or walking, and your hips might shift side to side. Come back to stillness. Take a nice full breath in. When you exhale, walk, step, or jump, both feet up to the top of your mat. Extend your spine and fold. Weights in the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come all the way up. We're going to keep this moving. When you exhale, take chair pose, sitting back into an imaginary chair. Hold for a moment. Nice extension out through the arms at an angle, sitting back. Breathe in. And exhale, dive out of your seat, back down towards toes. Let's just continue adding on to our sequence. Let's inhale to extend the spine. Exhale, fold, bend, place your hands on your mat, walk, step, or even hop both feet back into plank pose. Let's take another pause here, pressing strongly into the ground. Strong arms. Feel that expansion of the upper back, perhaps. Breathe in. Exhale, bend elbows and lower your way down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra pose. Exhale onto your toes, lifting hips into the air, downward facing dog. From here, we'll inhale, extend right leg up, reaching long behind you. And then exhale to bring right foot to the top of the mat or near right hand. Turn left heel to the floor behind you. Put some good pressure and weight back there. We'll inhale, hinge from hips, rising up, facing forward, arms up into the sky. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold again, placing hands on the mat. Let's step the right foot back, plank pose, bend elbows, lower your chest downward. Inhale, open the chest and heart, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. When you're ready, inhale to extend left leg up behind you, reach long. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel presses into the floor. Inhale, float all the way up, warrior one, reaching high. Exhale to fold again, carefully placing hands on the mat. And then slide the left foot back to meet the other. Let's finish the sequence. Bend elbows, come down. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pausing here. And then we'll take a seat. You can just kneel down to take your seat, or hop forward, cross your legs and take a seat. Make sure you're sitting in the center of your mat and go ahead and roll down onto your back. We're going to lie down with knees bent and just place your feet on the mat. Let's lie down for a few moments. Feel this good connection to the ground. Breathing in and out. Really not too different from standing in mountain pose, where the feet were rooted into the ground, having that connection to the earth. Do the same thing here, just lying down, feet connected to the earth, but now you have your whole back body connected to the ground. You can even imagine there were roots coming out of your whole backside, right down into the mat. A nice full breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhale to engage your belly, lifting hips into the air. Here's our bridge pose. If you can, maybe get your shoulders a bit underneath you. Rock left and right, walk your arms underneath. That might help you to lift a little higher, more opening and expansion in the chest. For more stability, perhaps bend the elbows, press down into the ground with the elbows and triceps, helping you to lift and open a bit more. A nice opening through the whole front side of the body. Deep breathing here. The whole body really is engaged in this position. Notice those sensations. When you take notice of what's happening in your body, it keeps you very present, fully aware, and in the moment. 2 more breaths. After your second breath, just wiggle your toes forward a little bit. Extend your arms up into the air. We're just making space so we can roll back down to the ground. Make that connection to the ground. There it is. Bring knees to chest. Rock forward and back gently a few times. Return to the awareness of breath. With a good exhale, giving you energy now to rock up to seated, coming to boat pose. So you just want to lift the feet. Your shins might be parallel to the floor. You might even flex your feet here. Hold on to the legs. Notice how my back is rounded. Can you see that? If I hold on to the legs, I can lift myself up to help straighten the spine. That's what we would like to do in this pose. And then lean back as much as you can, maintaining the length in the spine. Now the knees can stay bent. You can even extend the legs, maybe point your toes. You can even release the legs if you want, but you can always go back to bent knees and holding on to the legs. All right, we'll breathe in, ready to move. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front. Let's hop or step back into plank pose. Hold, strong press. Shortcut to down dog. Bend the knees a little, send your hips into the air. Let's continue. Let's inhale to take right leg up. Let's open this up. Bend your knee. Bring your heel down towards backside, lifting the knee into the air. A little twist in the spine, but really think of this as a hip opener. A lot of our postures today, focusing on tree pose, are hip openers. Inhale. Exhale, unwind, step through. Right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel plants into the floor behind you. Reach forward, rise up. We're going to exhale, turn torso towards the left side of the room. Bring your arms down to parallel for warrior 2. I like to take my feet a little wider on the mat, lunging a little deeper. Notice how the knee here in front stays stacked nicely over ankle. Nice and tall in the torso, arms parallel to the ground. Let's take side angle, reaching forward. Rotate the arms here like this. It puts an angle in the upper body, and then with right arm comes down, maybe to the inner right thigh, while your left hand reaches into the air. This is where I like to go. That's comfortable and it feels good for my body. This is where you could use your blocks and maybe reach down lower, placing your hands or fingertips on the blocks. Or maybe if you have a wider stance or more distance between the feet, your hand can come down to the ground. Let's take a breath in And our exhale to carefully turn, fold, hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose, but keep right foot lifted. Can you see this? My right foot is off the floor, just a few inches off the floor. Not very high at all. Hold for a moment. Really feel like you're reaching back through your toes to the back of the room. Now set the toes on the floor. Bend your knees, send hips into the sky, down dog. Other side when you're ready. And inhale to extend left leg up. Bend your knee. Lifting the knee into the air to get the hip opener. On the next exhale, unwind the pose, then step through. Landing left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel plants into the floor, find that balance, and then rise up. First warrior. And our exhale opening into our second warrior. Making those adjustments as you'd like. I like to lunge deeper. Really settle into the posture. Making sure you're nice and tall in the spine. Outreaching through the arms. Side angle, reach forward. Angled upper body, rotate the arms, left hand reaching down. Maybe touching the ground or your blocks. Or modified like me, reaching right hand up into the air. There is an extension here. Reaching high, reaching low. So you really have an opening through the front body as well. Let's breathe in. And our exhale, we're carefully turning to the floor so we can bring hands to the floor. We're going to step back into plank pose, keep left foot lifted like so. Not very high, but reaching dynamically to the back of the room. Meanwhile, hands are still pressing strongly into the floor and the crown of your head reaching forward. Set your toes down onto the mat. Another shortcut, down dog. Bend your knees, hips into the sky. Jump, step, or walk with an exhale. Both feet up to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet. Inhale to extend spine. Exhale, fold. Weights in the heels. Bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Grow very tall, reaching high. Excellent. And then exhale, arms back down by your side. Well done. Feel free to get a sip of water if you'd like. I'm just going to adjust my mat. Our next segment here is actually our first tree pose. Okay, our forest of trees. So, you want to start in mountain pose, feet firmly connected to the ground, but again, taking that image of the tree, the strong trunk, right into the ground, roots right into the ground. Hold that for a moment so you can get a good sense of this balancing position on 2 feet. Then we'll start shifting weight over to right foot, just a little lean and press down. Inhale, feel breath rising to fill up your lungs. Exhale to engage belly, prepared for balance. Let's float the left foot up right here. Then we're going to swing the knee out to the side, placing foot on the inside of the standing leg. Let's go down by calf. Let's all do that. Below the knee, okay, right there. We're going to take the arms out and up. We're going to do several things with this posture. So reaching high, as if you're going to touch the ceiling, lifting and lengthening through the torso. Left knee is pointing to the side of the room. Foot's just below the knee on that calf and shin area. Bring your arms down to parallel. Really reach, kind of like warrior 2, so really reach. Now we're going to test our balance here. First, look directly forward. Find something to focus on out front. Now, slowly turn your head in the opposite direction of your left knee. So that's just to the right. Turn your head slowly to the right. It's a change in balance. Now, if you need to step out of your pose, that's okay. Now, look forward. Take your time as you make that transition. Bring your hands to hips. We're still balancing. This is a long tree pose. Now what we're going to do, we're going to slide this left foot up. Now you might need to take your hand to go get the ankle and place it up on inner thigh. And press into this strong, big muscle. Press. So the foot is pressing into the leg is pressing right back into the foot, hoping this will help to stabilize. Once you've got that, we're going to take the arms back out and up. Now, if you need to keep that foot lower, below the knee, please do so. Hold. Feeling rooted and connected with that right foot still on the ground. Bring hands back down to hips. Slowly slide this foot down until the toes touch the ground. When they touch ground, just spin that knee forward, plant the foot, arms down by your side. Now you might need to shake out this right leg that you're just standing on. A little stretch through the toes. Can you see what I'm doing there? That's a lot of work. I was a little surprised. I just sprung that on you. Balancing all that time on one leg. Okay, so that's our sequence. If you needed to step out to rest, or you lost your centering a little bit and needed to step out, that's okay. Alrighty, let's come back to mountain pose. Finding that strong stance, stable, balanced, centered. Here we go. Start shifting weight into left foot. Root down. Strong connection. Inhale to feel breath rising to lungs. Exhale, engage belly. Now we'll float right foot up. Maybe thigh comes to parallel here. We'll swing the knee out to the side, placing foot below the knee along the calf and shin area. Now we're going to inhale, take the arms up into the sky. Reach, really extend, lift up high. That's another inhale. Keeping that uplifting sensation as you exhale, draw belly in. Now, these feelings, the reaching and the engaging towards center line, helps with balance. Your focus, whatever you're looking at out in front of you or down at the ground, can help with balance. Let's test this balance. Bring the arms slowly down to parallel like Warrior Two. Reach through the fingertips. Slowly turn your head and gaze towards the left side of the room. Feel how your body has to work in order to maintain the balance. Slowly turn your head forward. Let's take the arms back up into the air. Good. Now the hands are going to come down to your waist. Just to rest the arms a little bit. We're sliding the foot up to inner thigh. You might need to use the hand to place the foot on inner thigh. And some extra pressure there. Push into the strong muscle and then feel the leg press back into the foot. It's kind of this pressing together sensation, just sealing the two spaces. Let's take the arms back up. Reach high, see if we can hold. Again, feeling absolutely free to need to step out of the pose. Breathing, connecting. We're bringing arms back down to hips. Alrighty, releasing that grip so we can slide this foot just down the leg, literally slide it down the leg until the toes touch the ground. And then swing the knee forward, plant the foot, find the balance, arms down by your side, and that completes that. And then you may want to stretch out that ankle and toes of the left foot. Great. All right, we're starting to get into the thick of the forest of trees. Let's add on. Let's come back up to mountain pose and continue our flow. Let's inhale, reach into the sky. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, bent knees, hands to the floor, walk, step, or hop. Both feet back, plank pose. Come down, bend elbows, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's just get a good flow going. Inhale, extend right leg up. Bend and twist open for the hip opener, like tree pose. Exhale, unwind it, step through. Right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel plants into the ground. Inhale, float the arms up, Warrior One. Exhale, Warrior Two. Quick adjustment with the legs and feet. Right away, side angle, reach out. Rotate the arms, right hand down, left hand up. Inhale, extend top to bottom. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose, right foot lifted. Hold. Here comes our next tree. I call this fallen tree. You're going to take the right foot, place it on the inside of the, so your right foot on the inside of your left leg. It could be down by your calf. Now the knee will want to drop and point to the ground, but you'll need to lift the knee, point it to the side of the room. This is a strong hip opener. Lots of muscle engagement to lift that knee. Now, chaturanga in that tree pose. That tree is still falling, coming down to chaturanga. Re-extend the leg back behind you, set toes on the ground, and then rise up to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Wow, pretty intense. Other side. Inhale, extend left leg up. Bend and twist open. Get the hip opener. On the exhale, unwind, step through. Left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel plants into the floor. Inhale, float up. Exhale, opening warrior two. Right away, side angle. Reach out, rotate arms. Reaching top to bottom, inhale. Exhale, turn, hands back down to the floor. Step back, plank pose, left foot lifted. Just like this, not too high. Fallen tree, replacing foot on the inside of the right leg, lifting the knee pointing to the side of the room. Feel the muscle engagement. This is low back, glutes, inner thighs. A lot of work here. Stay here in the posture, but bend elbows, lower your way down, chaturanga. Re-extend that left leg, set the toes down, then upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause there. Very dynamic. Let's do some work on the floor now. Hop forward, cross legs, and take a seat, or just kneel down to take a seat. We're just going to extend the legs out front. So make sure you have room out in front of you there. Let's start with just a quick staff pose. So both legs straight. Flex your feet to energize the legs. Hands on the floor by your hips. Push down to help extend spine. Just a nice lifting sensation. All right, keep the right leg extended. Let's bend the left knee and place this foot on the inside of the extended leg. So here's another tree-like position. Just adjusting your seat. And we're going to reach forward. Now you could use a strap. You can wrap a strap around the bottom of this foot because we are going to take a forward fold. I'm just going to have my hands on the ground here. Pushing into the ground to help lengthen spine. Inhale. Exhale, leading with heart and chin forward into this forward fold. Choose your personal depth for the posture. Maybe you'll feel this. I like this pose because it does many things. Folding enough perhaps where you get the hamstring stretch in this extended leg. It's also a hip opener. It could also be a back stretch as you're folding forward, especially if you're rounding your back. All right, a couple more breaths. Okay, we're going to rise back up. Here. All right, here's something new. Taking this left leg, the foot really, place it on top of the thigh here. Okay, it's just resting on the leg. You're going to point your toes out front. Hands come behind you, kind of way back, and even point the fingers back behind you. Roll the shoulders back. Tip chin up. You'll inhale, it'll feel like a minor back bend. When we exhale, we're going to push into the floor with the hands, lifting the hips. Yes, it's going to be heavy because this leg is crossed on top. It's another version of tree. Then come back down. Very nice. I know that's a little tough, even if you barely get off the floor. You can even just take this little minor back bend without even lifting the hips, okay? Let's uncross the leg. We're going to come back to boat pose while leaning back, lifting feet, extending spine. Couple breaths here. And when you're ready, crossing legs, hands in front. Hop or step back, plank pose. Just going through a vinyasa here. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog. And downward facing dog. We are going back down to the floor. Hop forward, cross legs, take a seat. Let's extend both legs, flex the feet, staff pose. Press into the ground, a nice lift. All right, left leg will stay extended. We'll bend the right knee. This is head to knee pose. Adjust your seat if you need to. Use your strap or just hands on the ground. Inhale to get that nice spinal extension. Exhale, hinge forward. All the sensations that can arise in a beneficial way. So we've got this tree-like form in the legs, but this nice connection to the ground since we're seated, and all the multi-layers of the posture. the hamstring stretch, hip opener, and maybe back stretch. You can even think of the tree in the same way, just the multifunctions of the tree. Think about some ways trees work in your environment. Okay, we're going to rise back up. Keep thinking about that tree. We're going to cross this ankle over thigh. Keep the foot flexed. It'll just keep everything engaged. We are going to point the left foot, though. Point those toes. Hands behind you, lean back. Shoulders back. Tip chin up. Inhale. Exhale, press strongly into the floor with the hands, lifting hips. And then come back down. It's kind of a version of reversed plank. Reversed plank would have both legs extended, okay, but we're just adding the weight of that cross leg on top. All right, come back to boat pose. Here we go, breathe in. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front, hop or step back, plank pose. We're going to right side plank, onto the right hand, opening up to the left side of the room. We're going to do something a little different here. We're going to start in this variation here, but pick up the left leg, bend the knee, turn the knee towards ceiling, place the foot in front of the right leg, pushing through the toes. Can you see this? Okay, it's going to feel a little different, but it's that same kind of cross leg in front feeling like we did in that reverse plank position. And then bring the left hand to the floor, kind of spin around on those toes, and then just step back plank. Let's do the other side. So a regular Vashisthasana or left side plank. Here, pick up the right leg, bend your knee, turn the knee towards ceiling, set the toes on the ground in front of the left leg, push into the floor just to help stabilize and lift you as you're in this sideways position. I can really feel this in my hips. It is a good hip opener, kind of a sideways tree. We're going to bring the right hand down, kind of spin around on the toes, step back plank. We'll finish the sequence, come down. Inhale, up dog. And downward facing dog. Hold for a moment. Breathe in fully, fill up your lungs. Exhale completely, walk, step, or hop, both feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend spine. End your fold. Let's inhale, reverse swan dive, coming all the way up, reaching high. Exhale, arms down by your side. Coming back to mountain pose, strong position balanced on 2 feet. But let's think again about the multifunctions of the tree and what a tree does. It's shelter for birds, animals, creatures. It's shade for animals, people. Produces fruit for food. Think of other ways that the tree functions in our environment. All right, we're still standing at the top of the mat. Let's go through a little tree sequence here. Start shifting weight into right foot, nice and tall through the spine. So you might inhale, fill up your lungs, exhale, engage belly. Float left foot up. Swing knee out to the side. Placing foot below the knee on the calf shin area. Let's take the arms up into the air. Reach, hold, just to establish the posture. Slowly bring arms down to parallel, reaching outward. Turn your gaze slowly to the right side of the room. Then back to center. Go ahead and just bring hands to hips. Slide foot up the leg above the knee to inner thigh as you're able, or keep it where it is, placing foot on inner thigh. We're going to sweep both arms up into the air. Reach. Hold. Arms come back down to hips. If you're able, slowly, you're going to release that really strong connection, then slide the foot down the leg until toes touch the ground. Spin the toes forward. Knee forward, but lift the knee again, lifting the foot, because we're going to step back into a high lunge. Stepping back, landing, we'll sweep the arms out and up into the high lunge position. And open into warrior two. Hold here. Very nice. Then side angle pose. Listen carefully. We're going to breathe in. Exhale, fold, turn and fold. Bring hands to the floor. We're going to step forward into forward fold. Forward fold. Weights in the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Come up to standing, reaching high. Exhale, arms down by your side. All right, so we're just starting to put together this little tree sequence. Now shifting weight into left foot. Nice and tall. Lifting right foot when you're ready. Spin the knee out to the side. Place it up below the knee on the shin calf area. Inhale, take the arms up. Establish the posture by taking a breath. Bring the arms down to parallel. Reach outward. Slowly turn your gaze to the left side of the room. Feel the change. And then look forward. Bring hands to hips. Slide foot up above the knee to inner thigh as you're able. Strong connection to inner thigh. Sweep the arms out and up into the air. Bring the hands back down to hips. Release that strong bind so you can slide the foot down the leg till toes touch the ground. Spin the right knee forward. Lifting knee and foot. Step back. Land on toes into the lunge. Take arms up into the sky high lunge. Opening warrior two. Hold. Just to arrive at the posture. Let's take a side angle pose. Rotate the arms. Reaching high and low. And then turn. Bring hands to the floor. Step forward. Deep forward fold. Hold here for a moment. Follow me. We're going to inhale, extend spine. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step both feet back, plank pose. Take a shortcut to down dog. Bend the knees, hips high. We're going to take a seat. Hop forward, cross legs, take a seat. Extend the legs out front. Quick staff pose to establish alignment and balance. Keep right leg straight. Bend left knee, bring foot to inner thigh. Inhale to extend spine. Exhale, fold. Maybe the body's a little bit more open. Maybe you can go a little deeper as you'd like. We're not going to be here too long. We're rising back up. We're crossing left ankle over right thigh. Point the right foot. Hands behind you, fingers behind. Shoulders back, chest open, chin up. Inhale. Exhale to lift. Listen, we're going to sit back down. Kind of spin to your right. So your foot, this left foot, comes to the floor. Everything will kind of spin here. Take left arm up into the air. Push into the ground with this left foot and lift. So we get into that side plank variation. Reach. And we're going to sit back down. Coming back to center. Boat. Let's just bring the heels down, extend the legs, back to our staff pose to realign. Other side. Keep the left leg straight, bend right knee. Here's another tree-like pose. Inhale to extend spine, exhale, fold. Now a block could come in handy, even though we'd have to move it quickly. This block can be underneath that knee if it doesn't reach the ground. Rise back up. Cross right ankle over left thigh. Point the toes in front. Hands behind you. Shoulders back, chin up. Inhale. Fill up the lungs. Exhale for the effort to lift. Reverse plank with the leg crossed. We're taking a seat. Turn or spin to the left so the right foot comes down. Right here. Pushing into the floor with this foot. Even rise up onto the tiptoes and bring in the arm up into our side plank variation. We did this earlier. Nice reaching sensation. And then we'll come back down. Come back to the regular seat. Boat pose. Then cross legs, hands in front. Hop or step back plank. Come on down, chaturanga. Up dog. And downward facing dog. Hold. Take a nice full breath in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop, both feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend spine. And your fold. Weights in the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come all the way up, reach high. Exhale, arms down by your side. Very nice. We'll take a quick little break here. Feel free to get a sip of water. I'm just going to make some adjustments with my mat here. Alrighty. So that's pretty much the sequence. We're going to put it all together, thinking about the majesty of the tree and all the variations or the manifestations of the tree, all the functions of the tree, and how we can even incorporate some of that, how we can learn from the function of the tree, just knowing that we're multifunctional, we're providers, we're healers, we know how to take care of ourselves, we know how to withstand and resist when things get really hard out there. Think about trees that have to withstand like harsh weather. Mountain pose. Here comes our tree sequence. Shifting weight to right foot. Lifting left foot. Swing the knee out to the side. Tree pose, low. Arms up into the air. Reach high. Right away. Bring them right down to parallel. Slowly turn your gaze to the right. And then forward. Hands to hips. Slide foot up. Inner thigh. Press. Reach arms up. We're going to do this a little differently. Let's keep the arms in the air. Swing left knee forward. Lift the knee. Step back. High lunge right here. Opening. Warrior two. Right away. Side angle. Right hand down. Left hand up. Listen. We're going to breathe in. Exhale. Turn. Hands to the floor. Step back. Plank pose. Right foot lifted. Tree pose. Fallen tree. So foot on the inner leg. Knee lifting. Pointing to the right side of the room. Keep the foot as it is. Come down, chaturanga. Extend the right leg back, set the leg down, up dog. Downward facing dog. Hop forward, take a seat. Elongate through the legs. Quick staff pose to find that alignment. Right leg stays straight, we're bending left knee. Kind of same side, correct? Hinge forward. Folding forward. Maybe a nice deep stretch here. Coming right back up. Crossing ankle over thigh. Point the toes. Hands behind you. Inhale. Exhale to lift. Reverse plank. Open, lifting. That's a hard one. Sit back down. Spin to your right. Set the toes on the floor. Left hand up into the air so we can lift into our side plank. Back down we go. Take a seat. Boat. Inhale. Still moving. Exhale. Cross legs. Hands in front. Step back plank. Shortcut down dog. Jump, step, or walk. Both feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale. Extend spine. Exhale. Fold. Reverse your swan dive. Come up to standing. Reach high. Exhale. Arms down by your side. That's our sequence. Other side. Shifting weight to left foot. Lifting right foot, swing knee out to the side, placing foot below the knee. Inhale, both arms up, reach. Right away, down to parallel. Slowly turn head to the left. Back to center. Hands to hips. Slide right foot up, use your hand to place it there. Right foot to the inner thigh. Sweep the arms back up into the air. Stay here. We're just going to swing right knee forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. Step back, high lunge. Warrior two. Side angle. Rotate the arms. Inhale, reach high and low. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Step back, plank, left foot lifted. Fallen tree, left foot to the inner leg, knee pointing to the side of the room. Strong. Push up, coming down, chaturanga. Release the foot. Long leg behind you, up dog. Downward facing dog. We're taking our seat to staff pose. Extending the legs. Adjust the alignment. Left leg stays straight. We're bending right knee. Janu Shirshasana, or head to knee pose. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, fold. Multifunctional body here. Coming up. Cross ankle, right ankle over left thigh. Point left foot. Hands behind you, lean back. Inhale to fill up your heart. Exhale, strong pressure and energy. Lift. Take a seat. Spin to your left so the foot's on the ground. Push to lift. Nice extension there. Come back to the seat. Boat pose. Wonderful. Hold. Bring the heels to the ground. And we're going to come to cobbler's pose. So feet together, legs open out to the side. Scoop up the toes or your feet, or just hold on to your ankles or shins. Nice lengthened spine. Exhale, fold. Well done. So a very dynamic sequence with some new poses, some variations of postures, giving a little twist to some of our tree positions, testing our balance, strength, and stability. 2 more breaths. And rise back up. Let's extend the legs. Make sure you're sitting in the center of your mat, and go ahead and roll down onto your back. Hug both knees into chest. I'm just creating some circles here, just to massage the low back and hips. We're going to move into shoulder stand. Well, I'm going to go into a variation of shoulder stand, but you can certainly go into the full expression of shoulder stand. I'm actually going to scoot forward just a little bit here, because what we want to do is gain a little momentum, rocking forward and back. With a good exhale, we're going to roll backward and send the legs up into the air, legs and hips, and then catch yourself in your hands. This is where I'm going to stay. So I'm literally just sitting in my hands. Elbows are on the floor, just kind of propping myself up. And you can see I haven't drawn a completely straight line. My legs are at an angle. This is fine for this pose. This is where I'm going to stay. But you're welcome to walk your hands more towards the center of your back, which will free up your hips here, and helping you to perhaps to extend the legs straight up and down so they're perfectly perpendicular to the ground. But this is fine right now. We're just taking an inverted pose, but we're going to take a tree pose, an upside down tree. Let's start with the left foot, slide it down the right leg, maybe just to the calf, knee, or inner thigh, and left knee is pointing to the left side of the room. Just kind of this tree pose that's upside down. So the roots are different now. Imagine that the roots are in the back body. We're going to slide the left foot back up, slide right foot down the leg, right knee pointing to the right side of the room. If you need to adjust, that's fine. You can always come out of the pose. You can even take this to plow pose if you like, extending the legs and taking the feet down behind you. I'm going to take both legs back up and then slowly roll it down and out of the pose. Now as the legs come down, I got the arms kind of propped to lift upper body, kind of propping myself up here on the forearms. I'm actually going to sit on my hands here, propped up on elbows, tipping the head back, opening up through the chest. This is fish pose. Long legs, pointed toes. I'm propped up on elbows. This is just one variation of the posture. You can do this another way. Maybe lying down. You can do it this way. Lying down completely. Roll to one side and get your complete arm, the whole arm underneath you, both sides. So you're just lying on top of the arms here. And then press elbows into the floor, lifting chest, tip the head back. Crown of the head comes to the floor, lifting up through the chest. Fish.
So some different ways to do this pose. When we're ready to come out of it, lift the head, tuck chin in towards chest, lie back down, release the arms out from underneath you. Just a quick pause in this Shavasana type position. Then we'll bring right knee in, just the right leg, hug it in. We're going to take happy baby pose with just one leg. Okay? So you might hold onto the bottom of this right foot, pressing down gently. So another nice hip opener, and pretty deep perhaps, because we're only working one leg at a time. But energize this left leg by flexing the left foot. Straight left leg, flex the foot so the heel is pushing away to help stabilize this whole left leg. And the right leg is doing some work here as you press gently down, knee coming down towards the floor. Just find that sensation that fits just right for you. A few more breaths. Half happy baby pose. In a way, it's kind of like tree pose as far as kind of working with one leg. Okay, when we do those tree pose, you're doing a hip opener on one side at a time. So we're just going to release this right leg and extend the leg out front. Another Shavasana for the whole body to realign. And we'll do the other side. Hug left knee in. As you hug the left knee in, go ahead and activate the right leg by flexing the foot. We'll take our happy baby pose, one side. Here we are. And of course, deep breaths. And 3 more breaths on this side. When you're ready, go ahead and release. Extend the leg out front. Another Shavasana preview. And once again, bring both knees into chest. Some more motion here. We'll take a twist. Taking both knees over to the left side as you extend your right arm off to the right side. Nice rotation here. We'll do one more tree pose. How will we do that? Here's what we'll do. So both knees for now are extending out to the left side or pointing to the left side. So this top leg, right knee, we're just going to lift it up so it's pointing towards the ceiling. Extend that leg forward out onto the floor. And then the left foot, just bring it in so it's just touching the inner right leg. And you can take the left arm out to the left side. Just holding here for a moment. It's just a very soft hip opener since we're lying down. Just a few breaths. Very much like tree pose when we're standing in the way that we did it. You were standing on one foot and you had your arms extending out to the side. All right, let's bring the left knee up, bend the right knee, hug both knees into chest. We'll do the same other side. So both knees first to right side, left arm extending to left side. Get the twist, working the low back. Hips. Two more breaths here on this side. Very nice. Let's complete our forest of trees. Lift the left leg. Extend the left leg out onto the floor. Right foot just comes in to touch the inner left leg. You can extend your right arm off to the right side. Let everything just kind of soften here. Just a very relaxing hip opener. One more breath. We'll bring the right knee up.
Keep the left leg where it is. Just extend the right leg out in front. Arms can come down a little lower by your side. Just adjust yourself here so you're much more comfortable on your mat. Settle in. Take a nice full breath in. Fill yourself up completely with breath. And then exhale for that complete release. And even feel this melting into the ground, this reconnection into the ground. Roots start to spring from your backside into the earth as you make this connection. You're welcome to keep your eyes opened as you gaze upward. You can certainly close your eyes and take that deep journey inward. Stay here as long as you'd like. Even as I end the practice, you can stay right here, very restful, calming. And even though we're lying down, we can still have this full connection to the forest of trees, the connection to the ground, the earth. Take 5 slow, deep breaths when you're ready to move. Again, remembering all the many attributes of the tree, the many functions of the tree. And maybe you share some of those attributes. After your 5th breath, moving in slow motion, you'll just carefully roll onto either side of your body. Just this nurturing pose. And stay here for a breath or two. And take your time to rise up and come to a seated position. And perhaps sitting with your legs crossed. Nice lengthened spine, relaxed shoulders, arms down by your side, your hands can rest in your lap. Take another breath in and out. Good. And one more movement together. Inhale, extend your arms all the way up into the sky. And when you exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Hold here in stillness. Find your breath. And as we come to the close of this portion of our journey together, we bow, saying, Namaste.